I'm not in front of you, right?
No, you're...
I'm A, so I'll be out of your way. What are you?
Oh, I'm R.
Oh, okay.
No, we're perfect.
I'll be out of your way.
election. Gracious God, today the class of 2023 takes the last steps of our high school years. We have learned many lessons in and out of the classroom, on and off the stage, and on the athletic fields. We have passed all of our courses, met all of the requirements, and have our plans for the next phase in place. This day has been a long time coming, and the pageantry and ceremony of today are meant to highlight this group's many accomplishments. Loving God, we thank you for the opportunities you have presented to us here at Perkiomen and for the many blessings on this extraordinary community. Be with us as we enjoy this hard-earned day and continue to be a guiding presence for the class of 2023. Amen.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Boy, is it another spectacular day. Do you remember a couple of years ago? Woo! We've really hit a great run here, and appropriately so. Welcome to Perkiomen School's 148th commencement. Class of 2023, you have made it. Congratulations. The art installation, your words, and your songs at last night's baccalaureate all reflect outstanding achievements of this class. That's the best baccalaureate service I can remember in my 8 years, hands down. That was fantastic. And today, you will gather for one last Perkiomen memory before you venture to your next step, with the exception of some of you who will be venturing off to play a championship baseball game later on today, and that will end our run. I'd like to share with you just a few lessons to take away in this final Perkiomen memory. Be bold. At Perkiomen, you've learned to self-advocate, share your ideas, and make your voice heard. Do not let those skills fade in a new place. Finding and living your passion is something that'll inspire you for a lifetime. Seek the strength to share your voice and stand up for what you believe is right. Be flexible. What you know today is not a complete knowledge set. Listen to others, even if at first you don't agree with them. Add to your base of knowledge and embrace new experiences. Flexibility in thought will keep you inspired. Be unafraid. You know what we say, risk to be your best. Don't shy away from what is uncommon, uncomfortable, or unique. Generational icon, who I personally believe is the most prolific songwriter of all time, Taylor Swift, said about being unafraid, being fearless isn't 100% not fearful. It's being terrified, but you jump anyway. As you step from the comfort of this campus to new territory, remember to lean in and take good risks. Be kind. Often in life, you'll encounter folks who are unkind. I encourage you to not react too quickly, but instead pause and wonder, how did they get to this place? And when faced with this challenge, muster your personal strength and respond with kindness. You, in the words of Maya Angelou, will be remembered for how you make them feel. Secondly, lead with kindness. In an increasingly complex world where each of us manages too many challenges at once, a kind word will give joy to others and reflect back well on you. As Perkiomen alumni, I hope you'll take these 4 themes with you as you head off on life's journey. I hope that you will come back and tell stories of being bold, flexible, unafraid, and kind. Some of your stories will include challenges, but I expect most will include joy. Either way, Perkiomen will always be a place to listen to your adventures. I leave you with a few words from Eleanor Roosevelt. The purpose of life, after all, is to live it, to taste experience to the utmost, to reach out eagerly without fear for a newer and richer experience. Eleanor got that right. Have a great day.
The Phi Beta Kappa Award. The Phi Beta Kappa Association of Philadelphia presents this award to the student in the graduating class who excels in academics and who possesses inherent character and integrity. It is given not only in recognition of those qualities, but also as an incentive to good scholarship at the level of higher education. It is my pleasure to present the Phi Beta Kappa Award to Sylvia Giannani. The Frank S. Reardon Award is presented to that member of the class of 2023 who, in the opinion of the members of their class, has contributed most to the school, both in the classroom and in extracurricular activities. The award was established by Mr. Frank S. Reardon, class of 1909, and is being continued in memory of both Mr. Reardon and his son, Dr. Frank S. Reardon, Jr. The recipient this year is Sophia Shui. The Herbert W. Gruber Americanism Award recognizes a student who best exemplifies and inspires in others an appreciation of our American democratic traditions. This year, the award is presented to Samuel Gilio. The Congressman Brian Fitzpatrick Awards are given to graduating class of 2023 members who have earned the respect of their community. The recipients reflect qualities of leadership, community service, and scholastic excellence. The awards are presented this year to Cooper Gleason and Isabella Beringer. The Town and Country Dr. Charles Q. Hilligus Journalism Award is given to a graduating student for interest and experience in using writing as a medium for expression, both in the classroom and in forums beyond the classroom. Named in honor of Dr. Charles Q. Hilligus, founder of the Town and Country newspaper, community businessman and activist, civic leader and trustee, House Committee president, and alumni of the Perkiomen Seminary. He was an organizer of the Press League of Bucks and Montgomery counties, as well as the Weekly Newspaper Association of Montgomery County. He was often referred to as the kindly gentleman of the Fourth Estate. With pride, this award is provided by Larry Roeder of the Town and Country and is presented to Connor Nicholas.
Good morning and congratulations, class of 2023. I am honored and grateful to be introducing my advisee, Catherine Nicholas, to you today. I first met Katie in the fall of her 8th grade year for her admissions interview. She and her brother visited Perkiomen School to inquire whether they should make the switch from their current school to ours. Transferring schools is always an important decision, and it's especially daunting to make when you're considering the change in the middle of a school year. Katie impressed me from the moment I first spoke with her, and I knew she would make a powerful, positive impact on our school. While everything in admissions application is supposed to be confidential, and it is, I feel today it is a little appropriate to share a few notes from my conversation with her that October day. Some words I used to describe her were lovely, poised, mature, and driven. Summaries of other notes indicated she was very busy. She enjoyed participating in many activities and challenging herself. She would be eager to get involved and appeared to be a great fit for our community. Katie entered our school as an 8th grader and thrived throughout her entire time here. She immersed herself in a variety of sports, including soccer, lacrosse, volleyball, and most recently this year, strength and conditioning. She dove into prototyping, video editing, and continued her longtime dedication to the piano and participating in recitals. The past 2 years, she has put extra time into developing her skill. In addition, she has served as a peer tutor, student writing fellow, and global scholars fellow. Katie's demanding academic schedule over the years has consisted of 7 honors and 8 advanced placement classes. Her dedication to excelling in the classroom and finding success has been consistent throughout her entire time here at Perkiomen. Something I always really admired about Katie was that while she was exceptionally busy in her studies and extracurricular activities, she always found time for herself, her family, and her friends. She truly embodies the definition of balance. Her successes certainly didn't come without her fair share of challenges. Katie fought through her adversities and faced them head-on with maturity and grace. Katie is the type of student I aspired to be when I was her age. I am grateful to have had a front seat for all of her accomplishments these past few years. Her perseverance, hard work, and commitment to everything she puts her mind to has led her to this achievement. I feel incredibly privileged to be standing here today introducing Catherine Nicholas as your 2023 salutatorian.
Thank you, Miss Misavicious. That was really sweet. I feel like I'm gonna cry. And thank you, friends, family, faculty, and teachers for gathering here today to celebrate this very significant milestone for the graduating class of 2023. It is truly an honor to speak before you all as your salutatorian. But the last thing that I want to do is stand here and give some cliche speech that begins with, "Wow, I can't believe you've all made it this far." But truly it is an accomplishment that each of you should be so proud of. Instead, I want to start with a quote from the Queen herself. "Life is a movie, but there will never be a sequel." Nicki Minaj. I could see how this quote may sound a little grim, especially for a day such as this, a day of celebration, and let's be honest, a day of alleviation. No more tests, homework, late night study cram sessions. Well, until August for many of you, but we'll get to that later. High school is over, whether that be met with a sigh of relief or sadness or both. I'm sure it went by much faster than you expected. And I can say for certain it went much faster than I had originally imagined. And that's kind of scary, to think that so much has changed in such a small amount of time. Nikki's quote stresses the reality that you have one life, that you must make the most of it and live fully and vibrantly. You must appreciate things that may seem tiny and insignificant, as a movie is not only made up of the momentous large events. In fact, it is the small, more ordinary happenings that you will remember. And when you look back, that is what you will remember most fondly, the things that in the moment may have seemed rather uneventful. It goes so fast, but it is so exciting. So I want you to all stop right now, look to your family members and your friends, your family members that may already be crying, Don't worry, Mom. I'm not dying. I'm just going to the city. Look to your teachers, and most importantly, give your own hand a squeeze for all the hard work that you've done to be here. This moment is one you will most likely remember for the rest of your life. Maybe not this speech, but graduation itself, and I want each of you to, when reminiscing, do so smiling. The beauty of the little things is that they are special to you. Most of the time, they are not even remembered by others, but if you allow those that are most important to you to share in your little things, they become so much more meaningful. So in this speech, I will share some of my little things with all of you. Thinking back to the very beginning of this year, where emotions were high and stress was even higher, I remember sitting in Mr. Flood's room, just so overwhelmed by the college prospects and the course load and the balancing of it all, and I began to cry. I had not gone there with the intention of crying. I don't like to cry in front of other people. But it was rather the safe space that he provided that allowed me to acknowledge how overwhelmed I was. He allowed me the space to feel these emotions and provided comfort in his words of understanding. That moment that he may not remember was one that I found to be defining for my senior year, as it helped me realize that I was not alone and that my feelings were valid. But before all of this, I remember a Sky Zone trip of 8th grade with Kendall, Jeannie, Naomi, Brianna, Allie, Pierce, Drew, CJ, and Joseph, where one of the first impressions that I made was falling through the Velcroed pit onto the concrete below. I had to have the workers come and get me out. It was a whole thing. I remember the packed lobbies of 9th grade, where if you were short or even average height, you disappeared in the sea of basketball players that were like 7 feet tall. I remember the conference periods of 10th grade, where most everyone spent them in the bottom of Kriebel in the lounge that was probably way too small for all of us. I remember the Model UN trip of junior year with Ocean, Brianna, Jill, and Kendall, where despite not being properly fed, so dehydrated, running on 2 hours of sleep, I still remember the trip fondly because of the people that I was with. And finally, for senior year, some of my most memorable moments from senior year are the TLC classes with that Leah and I went to during our free period to be with Malaysia. Through going to these classes with them, they grew to be my closest friends, and they are people that I imagine in my movie for the rest of my life. All of these events, to people who didn't share in them, may seem rather insignificant. And so I invite all of you to think about your little moments and to take them from Perk and to cherish them as you move on into your next adventure, whether it be a career, college, or simply some well-deserved time off. If that's your case, I'm jealous. As Nikki says, your life has no sequel, so treasure what you've gained through high school. And remember to thank those that have made a positive difference in your time here, especially your teachers, and most especially your college counselors. Shout out Mr. Ash. You all have so much more life to live, but as you can all probably tell by now, it goes by fast. So never overlook what might seem small in comparison with the rest of your life. They all make up who you are as a person. Share your little things with those close to you so that this world may be full of them. Thank you.
The Arlen Marks Class of 1968 Global Diversity Excellence Award. As an independent school with a global reach, Perkiomen School is committed to fostering diversity and inclusion among our students. This commitment is integral to our culture and reflects Perkiomen's values of doing what is right, respecting others, and performing with excellence. It is only by actively engaging different perspectives that we can challenge and stretch our thinking, enrich the experience of our students, and empower each of us here and in our lives beyond Perkiomen. The late Arlen Marks, class of 1968, as a student, an alumnus, and a trustee at Perkiomen, and throughout his career as an educator, prioritized diversity, equity, and inclusion. It is fitting in his memory to recognize a member of the class of 2023 who has strengthened our community daily by living these values, encouraging others to embrace them, and providing steady leadership to shine a light on them always. This year, the Arlen Marks Class of 1968 Global Diversity Excellence Award is presented to Naomi Grossman. The Barbara Hostage Baker Music Award honors a member of the class of 2023 for full participation in the music department for several years, showing an enthusiastic love of music and a willingness to give both time and talent. This year, the award is presented to Sophia Shui. The Entrepreneurial Leadership Award is given to a member of the class of 2023 who demonstrates outstanding fortitude and effectiveness in the execution of their enterprise. The recipient's capabilities are an asset to any project with skills and strategies to solve problems. Their talents and ideas are sought after widely, inspire commitment, and create new value for others. These students look to the future, and where others see problems, they see opportunities. This year, the recipients of the Entrepreneurial Leadership Awards are Malaysia Izel and Tyler Merchant. The Medical Leadership Award is given to a member of the class of 2023 who demonstrates initiative and resilience throughout their practicum. The recipient is a self-advocate that thinks critically about problems and is able to develop creative solutions. They inspire others to be their best and assist others in their journey. This year, the recipient of the Medical Leadership Award is Zachary Glavin. The Artificial Intelligence Leadership Award is given to a member of the class of 2023 who demonstrates vision and understanding of the future of our world. The recipient's dedication and strategic approach to their work prove to be forward-looking and an invaluable asset to any project or organization. They embrace change and navigate both new technology and its implications in broader society. This year, the recipient of the Artificial Intelligence Leadership Award is Min Nguyen. The Design Leadership Award is given to a member of the class of 2023 who demonstrates an effective command of the principles of effective design and who has demonstrated the ability to execute the creation of novel work with impeccable process. The recipient's abilities have made them a leader by product and example in the Design Institute and are an inspiration to all. This year, the recipient of the Design Institute Leadership Award is Yoongyang Wang.
Today, we're honored to invite Joe Rosella, class of 2004, to be our commencement speaker. Joe is the right person for the job today to serve as our speaker because he embodies our Perkiomen spirit. He's not only an innovator, but a disruptor. After Perkiomen, Joe graduated from Eulenberg College in 2008, earning a bachelor's degree in economics, and 7 years later was named Vice President of Mass Mutual Philadelphia. In 2018, Rosella recognized that the relationship between insurance companies and insurance agencies needed a complete overhaul. And taking a considerable risk, he relied on the relationships he had built through the years and his strategic out-of-the-box thinking to found a startup named Ascension to address the issue. Joe was unafraid to shake things up. On his way to winning several industry awards, including most recently being nominated for the Philadelphia Business Journal's Fire Award, which recognizes entrepreneurs that are blazing new trails in the Philadelphia region, Rosella built Ascension from scratch into what it is today, a $25 million business with a payroll of more than 100 people. Rosella is also a partner and board member of Coastal Wealth Insurance, based out of Fort Lauderdale, and the co-owner of Monument, an insurance firm based in Philadelphia, whose mission is to simplify the insurance world for high net worth individuals. He's provided mentorship and coaching to hundreds of insurance professionals and executives, centered around finding success after graduation, how to create and sustain great company cultures, and living an intentional life. Born in Norristown, he currently lives in Phoenixville with his family. Rosella began attending Perkiomen in 9th grade. As a student at Perkiomen, he was active in athletics, earning 7 varsity letters as captain of the football team and basketball team. He was best remembered as the star quarterback. Joe's a bold leader who truly lives our mission, risk to be your best. Welcome me in welcoming Joe Rosella to the podium.
Welcome, parents, trustees, alumni, friends, and our guests of honor, the class of 2023. I appreciate the wonderful introduction that referenced the company I founded. I wanted to start off by saying I'm not going to talk at all about the company itself, because if I stood up here and talked about what we do in the insurance marketplace, we'd have a whole lot of people falling asleep very quickly. So we'll save those stories for another time. But a story I will tell is that when I was starting the company, I was doing it by myself with no co-founders and without much money saved up. I had found some success by most normal standards. I was a VP, we had a nice house, and life was good. Becoming a startup founder wasn't anywhere on the radar. And although I didn't envision building a company as part of my future, in 2017, I had an idea. And I thought the idea was good enough to take a crack at building a business around it, so I did. Fast forward 2 years later, it's 2019, and my wife and I are at home eating dinner. Now, we've since moved from this house, but in our old house, the room where we'd sit and eat dinner every night overlooked the cul-de-sac out front. That's the view we had during dinner each night. And our house was set deep in the cul-de-sac. We were the second to the last house on one side, and on the other side, in between us and the stop sign at the beginning of the street, there were about a dozen or so other houses. So I'm 2 years into building the business, and when I tell you I spent every dollar we had on building this company, I mean I spent every dollar we had, and on top of that, I spent a whole bunch of money we didn't have. I maxed out every credit card, maxed out every line of credit. I was 6 months behind on paying all of our bills, car payments, the whole nine. Nothing had been paid in months, because if the dollar wasn't nailed to the floor, I was picking it up and throwing it at the business. So at this point, we're inches away from catastrophe, stuff getting repossessed. You get the idea. So as I mentioned, it's 2019, we're eating dinner, and we are in the thick of that. It felt like the weight of the world was right here. And as we're eating dinner, I look up, and I see a tow truck turn left and come down our street. right towards our house, yellow lights going. My heart sank because I knew what that meant. I looked at my wife and I said, "I'm sorry. We didn't make it. I thought I had enough time. I thought I could make this work before it ruined us, but I was wrong, and I'm sorry." So as I looked at her, and as I felt the wave of shame and embarrassment, I looked back at the tow truck heading our way. I watched it come down our street, pass our house, go one house down to the last house on the cul-de-sac, and pick up our neighbor's Jeep Cherokee that had broken down and needed a tow. The relief I felt in that moment is indescribable. 2 weeks later, I closed on a deal that I had been working for over a year. I sold 38% of my company for all the money I'd need to hire employees, grow the business, and pay 6 months worth of all of our bills in a single day. In the end, nothing was repossessed, I'm happy to report. This is the first time I've told that story publicly, and the reason I wanted to share it is that era in my life taught me some extraordinary lessons, and I'd like to share a few of those lessons with you today. The first thing those incredibly uncomfortable years taught me is that when you're looking for how you're going to grow, and you're looking for your path to success after graduation, don't chase the success itself. Instead, look for what you can do to go get uncomfortable. And here's what I mean by that. Think about the periods in your life where you've experienced the most dramatic growth. And notice how they're always followed by the periods in your life where you were the most uncomfortable. Building the business taught me to reframe the way I thought about discomfort. I used to get stressed when I was outside my comfort zone, because who wouldn't? But now that I know I can't grow without that discomfort, my stress these days comes from being too comfortable for too long. Because I know that if I'm too comfortable for too long, I have no shot of growing from where I'm at today. And you might say to me, "Joe, I like where I'm at today. Why do I need to grow? Why would I go get uncomfortable on purpose if I like where I'm at?" Here's why. Growth is a funny thing. Think about the car that you drive for a second. It has park, reverse, neutral, and drive, right? It can be in a state of motion, or it can be stationary. The funny thing about growth is that it only has drive and reverse. You may not realize it, but the big secret here is that all the important things in your life are either moving forwards or backwards. They're either growing or they're dying. The grass we're situated on here today, the trees that line this beautiful campus, all of it is either growing or it's dying. A business, a marriage, if it's important to you, chances are that stationary is not an option. Once we realize how important growth is to the things we care about most, and once we realize most growth requires us to get uncomfortable, being uncomfortable doesn't seem so scary anymore. Here's the good news. We've got two things going for us. The first is that now we know the big secret about discomfort and how it's not so scary. And the second is that we had the good fortune of being built by Perk. So when life calls on us to abandon our comfort zone and grow, we don't think twice. We answer the call. The second thing that building a business taught me is that the person who loves running will run farther than the person who's running towards a goal. Think about it in sports. If you spend your time focusing on winning a championship instead of focusing on the work that becoming a champion requires, you will be outworked by the person who loves the work itself. So if lesson number one is that when life calls on us to get uncomfortable, we answer the call, lesson number two is that once we've answered the call and it's time to put in the work, we value the work itself more than we value the win. And I'm going to end with this, lesson number three. The universe is a very giving place. But in order to receive, you must first give. I've never seen someone who's a good person with great core values, who genuinely works hard and who isn't successful. I've never seen it. Here's the catch. We were all told you can do anything your heart desires. And the problem is that's not the whole truth. We can do anything our hearts desire if our hearts desire it enough to answer the call. We can do anything our hearts desire, if our hearts desire it enough to put in the work. And while we put in the work, if our hearts are connected to the work over the win. If we add these things into the equation, we can do anything starts to become a little more true. Just remember that it says we can do anything, not that we can do everything. And in defining what your anything is, I imagine very few of you know what that is as you sit here today on your graduation day. I didn't know what it was for me until 13 years after my own high school graduation. So if you can figure it out at any point in the next decade, you're going to be well ahead of me. As you create what that path looks like for you, I encourage you to keep growth at the center of all you do. What that will teach you is that success after graduation is not about chasing wins. It's about the person you must become in order to earn those wins. So as we leave here today, we're going to keep a couple things in mind. We can do anything, but we can't do everything, and only if we want it badly enough to put in the work. While we put in the work, we're going to value the work over the win. And lastly, and in my opinion, most importantly, when life calls on us to get uncomfortable, we're going to remember that it's growth on the other end of that call, and that we were built by Perk, so we answer the call. Thank you for your time, and congratulations to the class of 23.
The Mary Jane Royal Award. Mary Jane Royal taught at Perkiomen School from 1976 until 2004 and served as Fine Arts Department Chair for almost all that time. Mary Jane was a part of the mortar that helped join this school into a community and a family. She spent 4 decades serving Perkiomen students and making music with them. Her gentleness, creative ability, and sage advice were the bedrock of Perkiomen's Fine Arts Department. To honor Mary Jane, we give this award to a member of the class of 2023 whose time at Perkiomen School has been spent in that spirit, and ideally to a student who has participated in the Fine Arts program. This year, the Mary Jane Royal Award is given to Sophia Shui. The Wayne Engel Award is dedicated to the service of Wayne Engel, whose career spanned 40 years at Perkiomen School from 1959 to 1999. Mr. Engel served as Mathematics Department Chair, mentor, coach, and perhaps one of the finest teachers ever to grace a Perkiomen School classroom. This award is offered to a member of the class of 2023 who represents the qualities that Wayne Engel demonstrated throughout his career: academic excellence and character, loyalty to the school, and above all, the ability to endure every day of one's life with grace and integrity. It is chosen from the class of 2023 members who have attained a high level of scholastic standing and who have earned a major school letter as a player on a varsity team. It is given this year to Zachary Glavin. The Norman Rockwell Bate Memorial Award is provided by Mr. and Mrs. Norman E. Bate in memory of their son, the late Captain Norman R. Bate, United States Air Force, class of 1961. This award is presented annually to the member of the class of 2023 who has demonstrated significant qualities of determination and compassionate concern for others and personal integrity, and who has further sought conscientiously to avail themselves fully of the opportunities provided to them by the school. It is given this year to Tegan Nyack. The University of Pennsylvania Award for School Citizenship and Loyalty is presented to the school by the Lehigh Valley Association of the Alumni of the University of Pennsylvania. The faculty chooses a member of the class of 2023 who is outstanding among their classmates in school citizenship and loyalty as expressed by their activities, attitudes, and interests during the year. This award is presented to Robert Rosenberger III. The R.S. Ridgway Goodwin Class of 1960 Salvatore Vivendo Award is given in recognition to members of the class of 2023 of their dedication to the motto and founding principles of Perkiomen School. Our motto, Salvatore Vivendo, literally translates to "It is solved by living." Recipients of this award demonstrate to the community their personal growth, resolve, and excellent problem-solving skills. Faculty members nominate students, and winners are chosen by a small committee selected by the head of school. The S. Ridgway Goodwin Class of 1960 Salvatore Vivendo Award is reserved for students who truly embody the principles of our school's founders. The award is given this year to Manuel Barragan Garcia and Mariana Kushnir. The Head of School Cups are awarded to members of the graduating class of 2023 who have demonstrated through effort and involvement and appreciation for the opportunities Perkiomen School provides, and who, because of that attitude, represents all those graduates who have gained something special from the Perkiomen experience. The awards are given this year to Bridget Scanlon and Shane Baird.
Good morning. Class of 2023, it is truly my honor to celebrate with you today and to introduce your valedictorian and my advisee, Ella Lasky. Ella and I first connected in her sophomore year when she was working toward reviving the student newspaper, the Perkiomenite. She was eager to bring back the publication, and I quickly realized that Ella had ideas to share and a strong, defined voice. After that, I invited Ella to be my assistant at the 2021 commencement. As a few people referenced, the day was cold and windy, and as the rain fell, there was Ella with a smile, on time, prepared, with new ideas on how to tell the story of the day. She brought a fresh perspective and voiced her suggestions. That fall, she transferred into my advisory, speaking up for what she needed to find success. Since then, I have watched her speak up again and again to advocate for her needs in the classroom, to lead diversity workshops on difficult topics, to stop bigotry, to support a friend who felt isolated, and occasionally, what we call in my advisory, to air a grievance. The day when Ella debated the merits of Taylor Swift was one I will never forget. Ella also speaks up with her actions. She organized drives to collect women's hygiene products for those in need, hosted a dress swap to combat fast fashion, and was always the first to offer to help when someone in our group was struggling with an assignment, even helping my daughter with a paper she was writing for English class. Through all of her words and actions, what she is really saying is, this matters. You are not alone. I can help. Let's work together. Ella, you have taught us to speak up, to advocate for ourselves and for others, to use our voices to help someone tell a different story, to insist that our perspectives are heard and valued, to expect more from ourselves and others. For that, thank you. Please welcome the valedictorian of the class of 2023, Ella Grace Lasky.
Thank you, Mrs. Kowaleski. That was beautiful. Good morning, class of 2023, Perkiomen faculty and staff, and guests. I'm truly honored to have the opportunity to speak on this special day as Perkiomen School's class of 2023 valedictorian. I'm so proud of each and every one of us. A few years ago, I was given a quilt as a Christmas gift. My grandmother, who loves quilting, made it for me using pieces of my baby clothes and fabric of my favorite colors and patterns. When I looked at the quilt, I saw years of memories. Like quilts, we are all made of small pieces sewn together. None of us are homogeneous. When I look back, I think of my school years as a quilt, much like the gift I received from my grandmother. The quilt wouldn't have made sense if the only pieces used were my baby clothes. Yes, they were the main theme of the quilt, but the beauty and sentiment came from the whole picture, each and every piece, all contributing something unique and beautiful. Just as my baby clothes couldn't have been the only scraps used for my quilt, I didn't just chug through this period of my life alone. Of course, I was the main theme of the quilt of my life, but the other pieces, those that helped me along the way, are what made the quilt beautiful. First, my parents. They are the stitching holding every scrap of material together. Without them, I wouldn't have been able to accomplish any of the things I've done. Mom and Dad, you are my role models, and I am infinitely grateful for the opportunities, support, tough love, and guidance you have provided me. Also, my sister Emmy. I love you so much, and I wish you the best of luck in sewing your own quilt. Next, the faculty at Perkiomen, my teachers, coaches, advisors, and everyone else who has shown me kindness and care during my time at Perk. Unfortunately, I can't name everyone who greatly impacted me. If I tried to do that, I'd miss my dinner reservation tonight. To Miss Fida, my sophomore year advisor, thank you for helping me find a place in my new school. To Mr. Smith, my mentor, thank you for inspiring me to always be my best and helping me discover my passion for social justice work. To Miss Maley, thank you for encouraging me to be involved with the newspaper. After 3 years on the Perkiomenite staff, I've learned countless lessons about journalism and made some great friends. To Dr. Rogers and Ms. Hammond, thank you for giving me the knowledge and courage to take on my research project for the Medical Institute and for guiding me through all of the changes of plans, failures, and successes. To Mr. Ash, thank you for navigating through the college application process with me and reading all of my essays for all of the 20 colleges I applied to. To Coach B, Coach Will, Coach G, and Coach Caldera, thank you for the opportunity to manage the national team. I learned so much about basketball, but I also had a ton of fun traveling to games and sharing in the excitement of a big win. To Coach Doherty and Coach McMillan, thank you for the opportunity to play on the golf team, even though more of my golf balls ended up in the creek or the woods than in the hole. To Mr. Flood and the theater department, thank you for allowing me to share my love for dance with the school. Rehearsals were always a ton of fun, and I loved getting to see the show that we worked so hard on come to life. And finally, to Mrs. Kovaleski, thank you for everything you have done for me. You've been a great advisor, but also a great role model, therapist, advocate, and friend. I cannot thank you enough. I wouldn't be speaking today if it wasn't for all of your kindness. You inspire me to be better every day. Next, my friends. Every student I've crossed paths with at Perk has made some mark on my life, but these girls truly made my years here meaningful. Naomi, thank you for being my partner in crime. I don't know what I'll do next year when you're not there to take on a project with me, to get coffee, to cry over petty drama, or to roll on my bedroom floor laughing. You are irreplaceable. Lily, I bet you never could have imagined that you would end up being good friends with the girl who was really bad at golf. Now I can't imagine life without you. I wish I could take you to college with me, but unfortunately you have 3 more years of high school. Malaysia, you are sunshine in human form. No matter how upset or grumpy I am, you always know how to bring a smile to my face. Aaliyah, I'll miss your contagious laugh and your advice. Somehow you always know exactly what to say. And Katie, our salutatorian, I'm so happy to share in this honor with you. I know you will do such amazing things, and your calm, kind energy will inspire others as it has inspired me. I can't forget to acknowledge every teacher who has touched my life. My kindergarten teacher was the one who inspired me to invest time and energy into my education. My second grade teacher's love and support taught me to find the joy in learning. My 7th grade history teacher helped me discover my interest in history, which Mr. Wells further developed in AP US History. My 8th grade English teacher prepared me for high school English and, well, high school in general. Although I loathed her copious assignments at the time, I still hear her voice in my head repeating the definition of irony. My dance teachers not only taught me ballet, tap, jazz, and contemporary, but they also helped me find myself through the art I'm most passionate about. Though I am no longer attending a religious school, my faith is still a huge part of who I am. I owe everything to God, who has blessed me beyond belief with great people and great opportunities. As we all diverge on our separate paths, may we never forget those who contributed to each of our personal quilts. Always remember to be grateful for the people in your life and contribute all that you can to the lives of others. Congratulations, Perkiomen School, Class of 2023. Okay.
Here's the stuff. Yep. And then Joe's coming down. Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah.
All right, it's time. Gavin James Arcuri. Christopher J. Bear. Shane Alexander Baird. Isabella Violet Shea Beringer. Graduating as a member of the Cum Laude Society and with entrepreneurial and artificial distinctions, Manuel Barragan Garcia. Graduating with entrepreneurial distinction, William Harry Brown. Brant C. Byers. Chris Catania. Pin Kai Chen. Torin A. Chowdhury. Graduating with entrepreneurial distinction, Sophia Shui. Graduating with entrepreneurial distinction, India Sophia Cox. Graduating with artificial intelligence distinction, Liam E. Dellinger. John Christian Durham. Celebrating remotely, Patrick Baker Downs. Graduating with medical distinction, Natalie Ann Drelling. John Luke Augustus Dooley. Graduating with entrepreneurial distinction, Malaysia Izel. Graduating with entrepreneurial and design distinctions, Kendall Carol Gavin. Graduating as a member of the Cum Laude Society, Sylvia Giannani. Celebrating remotely, Leonardo Ghibertini. Samuel Alexander Gilio. Graduating as a member of the Cum Laude Society and with medical distinction, Zachary Glavin. In keeping with Perkiomen tradition, I'd like to invite Mrs. and Mr. Gleason to come forward. Graduating with design distinction, Cooper Lawrence Gleason. Celebrating remotely and graduating with entrepreneurial distinction, Max Gersten Golden. Graduating as a member of the Cum Laude Society and with artificial intelligence distinctions, Baya Gerdzeli-Shvili. Ari Charles Greenberg. Naomi Grace Grossman. Guillermo Heras Gomez. Graduating with entrepreneurial distinction, William M. Heredia. Graduating as a member of the Cum Laude Society and with medical distinction, Jaden Hook. Graduating as a member of the Cum Laude Society and with design distinction, Emma Caroline Hogan. Tsingro Hu. Graduating as a member of the Cum Laude Society and with medical and artificial intelligence distinctions, Tien Pun Huang. Graduating with medical distinction, Brianna C. Jones. Carl Jacob Kessen. Graduating with entrepreneurial distinction, Zachary Kavelowitz. Peter Kuba. Graduating as a member of the Cum Laude Society, Mariana Kushnir. Yaroslava Kushnir. Pierce Thomas Lasik. Graduating as a member of the Cum Laude Society and with medical distinction, Ella Grace Lasky. Jun Lee. Celebrating remotely, Trey Michael Tanio Lieb. Graduating as a member of the Cum Laude Society, Ocean M. Mayer. Cheyenne Ji-yoon Kim McLeod. Graduating with entrepreneurial distinction, Tyler Merchant. Graduating with medical distinction, Joseph Anthony Mulletier, Jr. Laura Patricia Munoz Lemke. Tegan Sandia Nayak. Graduating as a member of the Cum Laude Society and with Artificial Intelligence distinction, Min Hui Nguyen. Tram Nak Bao Nguyen. Wei Vu Nguyen. Connor Scott Nicholas. Graduating as a member of the Cum Laude Society and with entrepreneurial distinction, Catherine Taylor Nicholas. Graduating with design distinction, Rin Noguchi. Graduating as a member of the Cum Laude Society and with entrepreneurial distinction, Xavier Ochotorina. Jamal Oluwatomisin Oshinowa. Celebrating remotely, Ege Engin Ozdas. Isaac Pena. Graduating with artificial intelligence distinction, Yongtang Pen. Antonio Patriziello. James Joseph Penniger. Drew Ashton Pickett. Graduating as a member of the Cum Laude Society, Chiara Brigitte Plata Gomez. Graduating with design distinction, Sophia Rack. Maxwell Henry Rehnquist. Graduating with entrepreneurial and medical distinctions, Brianna Lynn Rickabaugh. Graduating as a member of the Cum Laude Society, Robert George Rosenberger III. Graduating with entrepreneurial distinction, Jillian Rachel Ruscavage. Priest Orlando Ryan. Juan Rafael Sanchez. Graduating with entrepreneurial distinction, Siddhartha Sangwan. Bodin Savchenko. Graduating with design distinction, Bridget Ann Scanlon. McKenna Joan Schaffner. Mia Christine Stock. Graduating as a member of the Cum Laude Society and with entrepreneurial and artificial intelligence distinctions, Maxwell Robert Tyson. Graduating with medical distinction, Christian J. Vanelli. Graduating as a member of the Cum Laude Society, Lelena Necco. Graduating with entrepreneurial and design distinctions, Jeannie Boo Ville. Graduating with design distinctions, Ashua Wong. Graduating as a member of the Cum Laude Society and with entrepreneurial and design distinctions, Yuen Young Wang. Celebrating remotely, Ata Zeytinoglu. Graduating with design distinction, Han Yi Zhang.
Class of 23, reach inside your bag if you haven't already. Take out that purple cowbell. And now face the audience. I now present to you the Perkiomen School Class of 23.
May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm on your face, the rains fall soft upon your fields, and until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. May God be with you and bless you. May you see your children's children. May you be poor misfortune, rich in blessings. May you know nothing but happiness from this day forward. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the warm rays of sun fall upon your home, and may the hand of a friend always be near. May green be the grass you walk on. May blue be the sky above you. May pure be the joys that surround you. May true be the hearts that love you. Amen.
When I gave the word, now in the morning I sleep alone, sweep the streets I used to own. I used to roll the dice, feel the fear in my enemy's eyes. Listen as the crowd would sing. Now the old king is dead, long live the king. 1 minute I held the key. Next the walls were closed on me, and I discovered that my castle stand upon pillars of salt and pillars of sand. I hear Jerusalem bells are ringing, Roman cavalry choirs are singing. Be my mirror, my sword and shield, my missionaries in a foreign field. For some reason I can't explain, once you've gone there was never an honest word. And that was when I ruled the world. It was the wicked and wild wind, blew down the doors to let me in, shattered windows and the sound of drums. People couldn't believe what I'd become.